Hi, my name is Riley Cooper. I'm from Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina, and I'll be presenting a poster for a World War I conference presentation. So here's a picture of my poster. It was drawn by an artist that was known as Crisp. It was published around 1914 to 1918 by the United States Red Cross, which was an organization that was very helpful, very important, gave aid to soldiers, and more specific to this picture, also gave aid to war orphans. This poster in particular was for War Fund Week. As you can see on the bottom, um, it says War Fund Week $100 million, May 20th through the 27th. So this was obviously an advertisement for those days. Just a little overview of what I will be talking about. I will be going over this poster's effective imagery, word choice, and attention to detail. So starting off with effective imagery, you can see when you first look at this poster, you see this nurse right here. There's only one of her. She's larger than everyone. She looks distressed. It's just the first thing you go to. What she's wearing looks very, torn, kind of distressed looking as well. You also see a lot of children that are surrounding her. There are many in proportion to just the one nurse. They're all wearing dull clothing, some of them not wearing shoes. One of them has a sling. And this kind of is what provokes emotion. No one would want to see children looking like this. No one would want children to be asking for help, especially orphans. And of course, another thing that you really pay attention to is this Red Cross symbol right here, which is just a universal symbol. It's very well known. It's the symbol of the organization that published it, so it would be pretty obvious that it would be on there. But in my opinion, I just think that this effective imagery really just ties to the purpose of the actual poster. You wouldn't want to see children this distressed, and that is what is going to persuade people to actually contribute to War Fund Week to help the orphans. Going into word choice, up here in the corner, you see motherless, fatherless, and starving. Just three straightforward words. It's very straight to the point, um, very descriptive, and it also just really provokes that also an emotional appeal because those are three words that you wouldn't want to use to describe children. It makes people sad to think that there are children out there that this is a reality for. And then the words down here, it says how much to save these little lives, with how much being a lot bigger. And so I think the importance of it being how it's bigger is that it's also going back to the purpose of the poster being they need people to contribute to the War Fund Week. So it's basically that's the main question of the poster. How much are you willing to give to help these lives? It's almost like an accountability thing. It's like, um, there's soldiers out there fighting, there's children out there suffering. What are you going to do about it? And so it really creates a call to action, an amount of urgency that people who are reading it feel. And so I think that's why this word choice is very important and very effective to the meaning of the poster. And then finally, just the attention to detail. As you can see over here, these children are waving French flags. And so this was published by the United States Red Cross. So, from an outsider standpoint, you're thinking, well, why are they holding French flags? And this is because many orphans were actually saved from France and Belgium during World War I by American soldiers. A lot of American soldiers actually took French orphans in as their own, and the Red Cross helped them do this. And then you also see this, I mean, I can't really tell if it's a man or a woman, but they are holding this baby right here, that also seems to be like the nurse is looking down at. But this baby is wearing brighter clothing. And what this can symbolize is that, you know, there are future generations out there that are not yet lost. Like if you were to contribute to this war fund week, this baby right here might not end up like these others, or you know, it could have a completely different meaning, meaning that there are babies out there, also creating even more of an emotional appeal because you know, nobody would even want to see an infant in these type of living situations. And then also this burning background right here, not only does it create a great contrast for the poster, making the images pop, but it also is based on true events. I read an article where a nurse had stated that there were many burning villages and towns and houses in France, and this is what was the reality for these children. So not only is this effective in showing the horrid effects of war, but it was also actual living situations that these children had to live through. So it was based off of true events, and that makes it even more effective. And so finally, I just think that the overall effect of the poster really just depicts the horrid effects that the war implemented on many children. Um, but I also think this poster has a deeper meaning than that. Um, you know, how I said that American soldiers took the French orphans in, it also boosted morale for soldiers. The children did, made it less made it kind of like a distraction for what they were having to do in war. So it also just rose relationships and brought citizens of America together. So, in conclusion, just this poster had very many effects in World War One, and I think that is why it is one of the most effective posters that I've seen. Thank you so much.